Okay, here we are for the reverse curl. So it's a very delicate, finesse-based exercise because it's really easy to beat up these wrist extensor muscles that people are not used to training too often. So you got to make sure these are nice and clean. You don't have to go too heavy. Aggressive resistance always, but maybe push reps first before you really start going too heavy on this. So ease them into this one. It's going to be a kind of a foreign, unusual pain for them, and they think they'll injure themselves. So there's a lot of delicate muscles and tendons in there too. You got to respect. From this, really the alignment is the most important thing. So many things, and tendonitis kicks in around the sides of the elbow when this is not done correctly. It's a great way to balance out the arm. It's probably the missing piece of arm training in, for example, in the arm curl with the brachialis and the brachioradialis. And the reverse curl is a nice piece to also bring that in to balance out the arm very nice. So in the front, I want to be real sure that I give him the bar and the appropriate grip so he's not all over the place. Typically, people in this are going to use the smaller barbells for the right amount of weight because they're not going to be doing, not too many people will be doing much more than 45 pounds. If they show the ability to do much more than 45 pounds, you want to graduate them to the big barbell here. It's nice and long and it's fatter, but it's a harder object and it's going to take a lot more motor units to fire to actually control that barbell. So I make sure I give it to him correctly. He's strong enough to do this. So the correct grip would be about index to middle finger lining up with his shoulder socket there, or basically where his armpit crease is. So I'm going to line that up there, make sure it's a nice firm grip. Basically, his index finger is almost right in line with the shoulders, coming around to the front and see this grip here. It's pretty nice there. So his finger is pretty much in line there. That's for the most part a quick and dirty guide on where to find a good place. Going much wider than that's going to put some weird torque on the arm and the elbow. Likewise, coming in too narrow. So this would be what I'd call a nice neutral grip. Then I would slightly tuck those knuckles up and out, so he's got a nice tight grip. Just a subtle difference. You don't have to overdo it, but just as long as those knuckles are leading the way towards the shoulder. So he's going to stay nice and tight, postural position, and check in. Before he starts that set, I handed him the bar with the correct grip. Feet are dug in, everything's nice and tight. Roll. So exhale, squeeze, real smooth towards the shoulders. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, squeeze up. 2. Inhale down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, squeeze up. 3. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking good. Exhale, squeeze. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking good. Exhale up. 5. Eyes forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. Continue. You saw when his eyes dropped, his shoulders had a tendency to come forward, real subtle. So eyes down, good. 4, 3, 2, 1, right there. So eyes up, pull that back, good. And squeeze up, good. And 4, 3, 2, 1. One more, nice and tight. Squeeze up, and 4, 3, 2, 1. And I absorb the bar at the bottom. I do not steal from him at the top. He needs that last eccentric or negative at the end of that rep. So that's when I absorb it. I take it down, set it for him. He does not set that bar down. Again, this is a service, so I'm going to mount him and dismount him correctly. Other things you may have noticed is his thumbs were around the bar. So when I have those thumbs around, the only way I take them out is if it's really bothering the thumb and giving them unnecessary thumb and joint pain. It is going to be a nice, it's one of those very few exercises where that suicide grip would make some sense to work the forearm a little bit more aggressively. But I would throw that in there as a golden, or as a standard for all clients. So start with the thumb, see how it feels, and then train it correctly first with the right hand position. Likewise, if they're really cheating on this is one you might have to put against the rack, but really this should be dialed in clean enough where you can do this standing up in three-dimensional space. Also, this is one where we like to do a nice hybrid where we'll do all of our reverse curls there. Overhand grip. Again. So he does his whole set there, and so do one rep, he'll squeeze up. Let's say you did his whole set of 12 to 15, you down, and then right away I'm going to check my hands there, turn your hands around. We'll go right to the barbell curl, shoulder back, squeeze, good. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, good, down. So that's an arm hybrid you might see a lot on for the biceps, going reverse curl to barbell curl, and absolutely blows the arm away. So anyway, that's the basics of the reverse curl.